Surprise, surprise. The Chargers have more than a first round pick. I'm going to be giving you the options they should be looking at in the third round. First up is Oklahoma left guard Marvin Hayes. And if you're saying, who is that? You're just like me. Doing these mock drafts on the Draft Network, I had absolutely no idea who this guy was. I'm trying to do the mock drafts on their boards, but offensive line guru Brandon Thorne had him as his interior offensive line 4 in this class. He's 56th on Bleacher Report's board, 115th on Pro Football Focus's board, and 324th on the Draft Network's board. I personally have him as interior offensive line 4 with Thorne, and I think he's going to be an outstanding prospect to pick up in the third round. And I don't think he goes any later if people side with Thorne. Hayes is a mean, nasty, destructive force as a puller. He consistently looks for work in the passing game and is more than happy to knock down or pancake a defender working against the center or the tackle. He plays with a ton of energy throughout the entire game and really does relish that opportunity to dominate competition. He is fluid enough in pass protection to get the job done, and he does have an anchor and flash of independent hand usage that suggests that he will develop well as a pass blocker while being a day one monster in the run game. Hayes has the film to be an average starter from day one who can grow into a legit pro over the years. For running back, it's no secret. It's Arizona State running back Rashaad White. White is a patient runner with excellent vision. His running style lends to being what I describe as a bad flag football player, but a great NFL player. He makes these minor moves to force big misses. You can grab the flag extending from his body, but you will always miss him. White has true 3-down value that most guys in this class just don't offer. His work in the passing game is outstanding. Of all the 2022 draft eligible running backs in this class, at that 20% snap threshold, White is first in yards after the catch, 13th in yards after the catch per reception, second in yards per route run, second in missed tackles forced in the passing game, and first in first downs generated through receptions. The Chargers are in need of a pass catching back behind Austin Eckler, who can also hit home runs. White scored a top 25 RAS score for a running back over the past 35 years. And among the 20 running backs that we've specifically ranked, White was 6th in pass blocking efficiency. This is a plug and play RB2 in this offense who can legitimately carry the load should Eckler ever get hurt. Wide receiver is pretty easily Calvin Austin for me. Austin spent over 90% of his snaps on the outside, despite being one of the smaller wide receivers of any draft class. He's a potential slot receiver, but he built himself a release package, blocking technique, route tree, and all that, working against bigger outside receivers. There are 3 corners in this class: Marcus Jones, Demarion Williams, and Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner, the first corner who might go. They all said that Calvin Austin was the toughest wide receiver they had to face in college. Austin tested in the 2 and 6th percentile for size, but still finished the day with an 8.97 RAS score because that's how good he was in speed, explosion, and agility, testing in the 90th percentile or higher for all those categories, and most notably, a 99th percentile 4.3240. The Chargers do have a returner in DeAndre Carter, but it's for only one season. Austin just really gives the Chargers a dynamic and unique weapon on offense, especially as a complement to the size of Mike Williams, maybe the technical refinement of Allen, but it also gives them a potential returner of the future. Up next is Coastal Carolina tight end Isaiah Likely, who has met with the Chargers and really would fill that role left behind by Steven Anderson as he departs for the Arizona Cardinals. It's possible Trey McKitty fills that backfield H-back, fullback, tight end hybrid role. We didn't see him do that much, if at all, in 2021 in that regard. McKitty can still develop as that inline blocker, that true second blocking tight end, and then eventually a receiving weapon, while Likely fills Anderson's role. Because Everett is now Cook, right? Gerald Everett, they signed to a $6 million APY deal. He's now Cook. Parham and McKitty can keep their roles, and Likely can just be the new Anderson. Of the 19 tight ends we charted with at least 15 targets, Likely was 3rd in reception percentage, 1st in touchdowns, 4th in yards per reception, fourth in yards after the catch per reception, second in yards per route run, second in drop rate, fourth in missed tackles forced, and third in first downs. A productive player, a good blocker, a player the Chargers have met with, and a role that they have used previously. Seems like a fit to me. Surprise, surprise, more Arizona State film. Am I way too lazy to clip out new film? Yes, I am. Donovan West is a center prospect who is still 20 years old and has played guard before. By the way, he's also from Mission Hills, California. West is a great mover in space who is quick off the snap and light on his feet. He has surprising pop at the second level or as a puller and far more knockdowns in space than I would have given him credit for, given he isn't the strongest or most thick framed guy in the class. It really speaks to how athletic he is and his GPS at the next level or as a puller. The Chargers don't need to take a center that early, but if they have any interest in any of them, I think West is a great fit. West is ranked 82nd on Pro Football Focus board, 144th on the Draft Network's board, and 111th on Bleacher Report's board as Thorns' 14th best interior offensive lineman overall. And depending on how you sort them as a center or a guard, he's Thorns' fifth or sixth center prospect overall. Abraham Lucas is one of the most popular picks among Chargers fans, and it's easy to see why. Lucas faced Drake Jackson and Kayvon Thibodeau this past season and only allowed 2 total pressures in those games. On the year, he only allowed 9 pressures and 0 sacks on 477 pass blocking snaps. Among the 20 tackles we charted, Lucas is second in pass blocking efficiency, which is 5 spots ahead of Max Mitchell and 2 spots ahead of Kellen Diesch, 2 other popular round 3, round 4 sort of picks. Now, you can argue whether or not he's going to be there in the third round, but for reference, he's 88th on the Draft Network's board, 50th on Pro Football Focus's board, and 182nd on Bleacher Report's board, with Thorne ranking Lucas as his offensive tackle 13. All right, guys, those are the third round targets. Did I miss someone? Who are your favorites? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, bolt up.